State Senator Tim Sheldon. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Jeff.
How are you?
Good. I got my swim fins off, so it's drying out a little bit. That's good.
2 inches of rain yesterday, just in downtown Shelton. I couldn't believe it.
I had over 4 inches in the potlatch. So.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of rain, I tell you that. So, what's been going on in the state Senate these days?
Well, this week we're working towards Friday, which is the first cutoff. We have self-imposed limitations. So, policy bills are going to have to be out of committee. Bills that originate in the House of Origin, so the House bills have to be out as well. If they're of the House, and Senate bills need to be out. The fiscal bills, if it's got a money impact, it doesn't have to be out till Monday, and so we'll still have transportation and Ways and Means to go on Monday. So at 5 o'clock, all the bills have to be out on Monday of both houses, and then we'll swap bills and start all over again, hearing their bills, and they'll be hearing the Senate bills.
Are you hearing some bills coming out of the House heading your direction that interest you?
Oh, yeah. There's a couple bills for our Energy Committee that we'll be dealing with. There's some that will impose a little bit more on the oil barrel tax for reserves, basically, if we have any spills. There's quite a few proposals, especially in British Columbia, for additional oil transportation by pipeline, and then that would go out by tanker or by barge. So some people think we ought to be beefing up our efforts in ecology up there and taking a look at where the dangerous spots might be. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting one. One we will not get to in the Senate, but we could take up that House bill. Our chair, as you know, Doug Erickson, is still back in Washington. He should be back this week.
How's that going? Is that going okay?
Well, I think it is for him. He's working part-time for the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. And as soon as the Congress confirms their new head of that, which is I think it's Congressman from Oklahoma, Pruitt, then Doug will be back full-time at the Senate. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes it a little better then. I think there was a lot of concern that it'd be 50-50 throughout the whole rest of the session, but
yeah, no, that wouldn't work. It's not legal to be a full-time federal employee and be a member of the legislature.
Okay.
Yeah, there's rules against that. So he is a temporary employee, and I think that can go for. There's a certain number of days that can go for. But he's told me that he'll be back here just as soon as he can, and I certainly take him at his word. And I think that will be next week. So watch for that confirmation hearing, and when that's over, Doug's been in charge of the communication part of that for the agency. So he's a talented guy, and he may end up with a federal job. We'll see later on. But those things happen in a couple months after the administration gets all set up.
Sure.
So that's my understanding.
Any bills that you have been a primary sponsor or a secondary sponsor that are still in the Senate that you would like to see move out and over to the House before Friday or the Monday deadline if it's got a financial implication?
Well, most of mine are out of committee, so I've got a bill on manufactured home communities that they would be allowed outside the urban growth area. That's really to try to find more affordable housing. I have a bill, actually a memorial to Congress about the dams on the Snake River and the Columbia River system to keep those. There's an effort by a misinformed group that taking these dams out would improve fisheries. It's not going to do that. But it certainly would hurt transportation of grain and other commodities by barge, as well as take away some very cheaply made electricity. Those dams were put in a long time ago, and they're very efficient and very low cost for power production. So got that. I've got kind of an interesting bill over in the Education Committee. I haven't sponsored one of those in a while, which deals with preschools, outdoor preschools for children. That's kind of catching on in some areas, getting kids out and enjoying nature. And kids love to get outside. Doesn't matter if it's raining yesterday or not. They love getting outside.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'm kind of watching that, but I'm not a member of the committee. So
Talk to me a little about Senate Bill 5783. This is a senior center property taxes bill that you had put in. What do you got with that?
Well, the senior center in Belfair's got a problem. They obviously are a nonprofit, but if they have too many events, for example, or the Department of Revenue has very strict rules about how nonprofits can raise money, and they have a farmers market there and some other events where they sell handmade items, that kind of thing. And what the bill would do would give them the same tax exemptions that churches have. And that isn't going to change very much, but it's going to allow them to have some of these events without getting harassment really from the Department of Revenue and nitpicking over their books. And these are organizations that are truly helping all the citizens, especially the seniors.
Yeah.
And we want them to succeed. So it'll take away a little of the bureaucratic oversight that they have, but I think they're great people, and they're doing a good job raising money for community effort. And I don't think they should be, have so much oversight. The amount of oversight that a church had would be fine with me.
Yeah.
There's certain times when they rent their facilities, a room out for exercise classes or those kinds of things, and other community events. And if they do that too much, then they say they're a business. Well, I don't think so.
Right.
So it's time to modernize those statutes.
Interesting. Well, it's always nice talking with you, Tim, about all the issues that you're working on here in the legislature. And as we move towards cutoff date, I guess we'll talk next week at this time, and it will be then past cutoff, and we'll see starting to look as you check out some of those House bills that are make the ways into your various committees.
Right, and maybe we can dig into the budget bill. That's the largest bill we'll pass, of course. And there's many opportunities for provisos in those budgets, and those provisos are very similar to the bill, but they only last for 2 years. So, a lot of our capital budget items and other things are in there for construction.
Very good. And if you have questions for Senator Sheldon, you can email them here to me, daybreak@ifiber1.com. We'll get them asked to Senator Tim Sheldon of the 35th District. Always nice talking with you, Tim. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Jeff. Stay dry.
Oh, I'll try. You too.